Holy Priesthood Vol. 5. Ogden Kraut. Trusting in the arm of flesh. Next to the committing of sin, there is no more fruitful cause of apostasy among the Latter-day Saints than when we put our trust in the arm of flesh. Heber J. Grant, Gospel Standards, page 31. February 1996. Preface. Within the LDS Church, the instruction is all too frequently voiced to follow the brethren or to follow the prophet. There have been countless speeches, conference reports, panel discussions, pamphlets, and entire books and manuals on this theme. But do we understand what this really means? Do we know the real implications and consequences of following such advice? It is like the acceptance of the word humongous, which someone started and many now use, but it's not even found in the dictionary. It becomes generally accepted just because of frequent usage, not because of correctness. Since so much emphasis and importance is placed upon our obedience to this expression of follow the brethren, each of us should certainly have a clear understanding of exactly what this means. Where did the term originate? Has the Lord ever given such a commandment? To what extent are we required to follow these brethren? Are there times when we are justified in not following them? Is this a geographical matter? Do we follow the leaders physically to the Rocky Mountains, or do we follow the leaders' advice and stay in foreign countries? Is this a social call? Should we dress and act like them? Do we invest in similar financial programs, learn their professions, and mingle with the same kind of people? Is this an educational calling? Should we go to their same schools, take the same classes, join the same clubs, and study the same books? Is this a matter of character? Do we adopt their opinions, biases, and attitudes as our own, or are we free to do our own thinking? Is it limited to the spiritual arena? Should we blindly accept everything they say without question whether it is right or wrong? Or should we test the instructions we receive from them, based on correct principles and doctrines, reserving the right to reject error and follow only the truth? Of course, in taking this approach, we risk the criticism of not following the brethren. Granted, the above questions are taking things to the extreme, but exactly what is our responsibility in this regard? Having total faith in our leaders and following the brethren is the same as trusting in the arm of flesh, for certainly their arm is comprised of the same mortal flesh as ours. And how many times do we read in the scriptures not to trust in the arm of flesh? Brigham Young warned the saints in his day, "I am more afraid that this people have so much confidence in their leaders that they will not inquire for themselves of God, whether they are led by him. I am fearful they settle down in a state of blind self-security, trusting their eternal destiny in the hands of their leaders, with a reckless confidence that in itself would thwart the purposes of God and their salvation." JD 9:150. And if this was incorrect procedure in his day, then surely it is incorrect in ours. It is hoped that this book will show that the arm of flesh and the iron rod of God frequently lead in separate directions and that our individual salvation is determined by which direction we take.